In times of change, unlikely allies can be found, bringing about a new age. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Cosy Reads. I hope you've all been keeping well. Welcome to part 8 of A Universe Moulded. In today's story, we will see the gods as they form unlikely bonds with unusual allies, or to bring about a change to the universe. So without further ado, let's uncover this new chapter. My love, I believe that we need to be careful. While we know that due to our Lord's pride, he will not accept that people in his court are conspiring against him, he's still digging and trying to find out if it is a possibility. We need to leave, form a new life elsewhere and gather new allies. Chasity explained to Kedric. While what you speak may be true, he's still our Lord, and like you said, he would never accept that someone on his court would be betraying him. Because of that, I think we can do more here before we move on, Kedric responded. While that may be true, there is not much we are doing here. We have our child and we have each other, and to keep us all safe we need to move on, Chasity said while looking through contact information. And I have the perfect person to contact and seek help from, Chasity added. The male first one walked through his courtyard surveying all his workers. He still could not fathom that anyone would want to turn on him. They all loved working for him as he felt himself to be a just and fair first one. But yet something was amiss. It was almost like the universe was shifting to a change that had recently occurred, like something new had been imparted onto the universe. He could not quite put his finger on it, and at the same time he knew not to take it lightly. Whatever this feeling was, it might be tied to the uptick in old ones. The first one had received a report saying that there had been far more old ones seen recently. Where before they could see maybe one every now and again, this time it seemed they were becoming more emboldened, more organised. It was now not a rare sight to see 2 or 3 of them together. What could all this mean? The first one decided he would investigate each one of his subordinates and try to see if any of them had any connection. When Chasity and Kedric heard this, they realised that they needed to act quick. They could not risk being caught, as the first one would surely find their child and destroy it. Or they could maybe lie their way through an interrogation. An investigation would be far more difficult to evade. They had been communing with the old ones, seeking refuge in their ranks. The old ones had heard their plight, and enticed by the child's power, they thought they could use it for their leader Malakoth, as a way to bring him back. The old ones had been increasing in number, all surveying the first one's realm for any weaknesses, and while the first one knew that this uptick in old ones was bad, he didn't know just how bad things could get. Conflict was on the horizon, as the old ones rallied their troops ready to invade the first one's realm. Let us contact the old ones, and let them know that we are ready. They need to attack soon, especially now while the first one has yet to call reinforcements, Chasity said to Kedric, which Kedric agreed with. Soon after, Kedric was making contact with the old ones, and they were formulating their plan. The old ones would do a frontal assault, sneaking some of their troops in through the castle, in the back. From there, the old ones in the castle would then attack the workers in the castle, drawing attention away, so that the gods can escape. If all goes well, then the old ones would take the first one's castle and his realm, giving them a foothold in a stronger area. As the old ones got themselves into position, Kedric and Chasity put their plan in motion. They knew that the first one would be looking for them to help bolster the ranks and lead the army, so for this to work they needed to make it seem like they were helping the first one, and once the opportunity arises, they'll then abscond, leaving the first one to his fate. As word travelled to the first one that an army of old ones was forming to attack, the first one immediately rallied his army. They formed their positions to defend their home, with Kedric in the front and Chasity hidden away near the back. For a moment there was an endless silence that fell on the battlefield, before the roars and war cries of the old ones as they charged onto the battlefield. The first one was also out on the battlefield as he witnessed the old one army advance. He shouted, "Let's end this, leave none of them behind," before barreling into the army. The battle was a difficult one, with neither side relenting. Kedric did his best to fend off the old ones. Due to him now working with them, he made sure not to kill any of them, just to take them out of commission. However, He also had to keep up appearances to make sure that it did not seem as though he was sympathising with the enemy. It was a long drawn out fight with Chasity doing her best to fight the Old Ones without killing them. As the fight went on, the leader of the Old Ones stepped forward, cleaving his way through the battlefield. The first one also stepped forward, swinging his weapon, ready to meet the leader in one-on-one combat. And that brings chapter 8 to an end. I hope that you've all been enjoying the series, and I hope that you've also enjoyed this chapter as well. A war with the Old Ones in the first ones would always have been devastating, but who knows what Chasity and Kedric's treason will bring. But let me know what you thought of this chapter, and what you have been thinking of the series so far. The first ones seem to enjoy war, and this may be a byproduct of them interacting with mortals, or maybe it was always innate to them from the beginning. But if you are liking the series, then feel free to tune in next time for part 9 of A Universe Moulded. And until then, I hope you have sufficiently warmed up, and that this story has brought you some level of comfort. I wish you safe travels on the journey of life, and feel free to come back again when you need a new story to warm your day.